One of the worst drains I find on hope in the course of my work is the sense that you've got challenges to face, but you're very much on your own. I see a lot of people who really feel that. And today we're looking at the hope sink that loneliness and helplessness in the face of our human challenges also hits our hope with. Now, there was that famous time when Jesus, at the start of his earthly ministry, rocked up on a beach to see a bunch of hard-working entrepreneurs in the Israeli fishing industry whose business was getting hammered with taxes and regulations by their colonial masters. They were having to work really hard to keep up. Mark chapter 1, let me read it to you. Passing alongside the Sea of Galilee, he, that's Jesus, saw Simon and Andrew, the brother of Simon, casting a net into the sea, for they were fishermen. And Jesus said, "Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men." And immediately they left their nets and followed him. And going on a little farther, he saw James, the son of Zebedee, and John, his brother. They were in their boat mending their nets. And immediately he called them, and they left their father Zebedee in the boat with the hired servants and followed him. Why? Why would they do that? First chapter of John's Gospel fills in the detail on this story for us. One of the two who heard John speak and followed Jesus was Andrew, Simon Peter's brother. He first found his own brother Simon and said to him, "We have found the Messiah," that is, the Christ. Now we're getting somewhere. That gives us a fair old clue why they left their boats that they were having to work so hard at because of the problems they had. The Messiah was the one they expected to come from God to definitively help them. And they saw so clearly now that they needed that. And they dropped their nets and left their boats and went after Jesus. He had come. He was there, and he'd come to help them. See, the days after the crucifixion were really desolate. They were just feeling so abandoned. And then Jesus popped up amongst them again, and he showed them he was back in business, meeting their needs again, even cooked them breakfast on the beach after a hard night's fishing. And yet, even at that point, when he was back, he'd already made it clear he wasn't going to be staying for long, because back in John 16, in the upper room, the night before he was betrayed, then crucified, he'd spelled it out, made the situation plain to his clearest followers. "I tell you the truth, it's to your advantage I go away. For if I do not go away, the Helper will not come. But if I go, I will send him to you." Well, there you go. Let's just think this through then. Jesus couldn't be everywhere with everybody in a resurrection body to be everybody's helper, their Messiah, the one who'd come to help them. But after 40 days with them again after his resurrection, he disappeared just as suddenly as he had appeared. And 6 weeks after the crucifixion, in front of thousands of people in Jerusalem, of whom 6,000 in 2 days came to believe in Jesus, in spite of the threat that put on their lives, those 6 weeks later after the crucifixion, the Holy Spirit came alongside all of the Lord's followers there that day in very real and unexpected ways. And the history of faith in Jesus shows he's kept on doing that with his followers. The resurrected Jesus sent the Spirit to go on coming alongside people and advocating for the people of Jesus through the hardest experiences of human life. They weren't on their own anymore. Now, of course, there are times when genuine Christians get in the thicket, get in the tangle. Genuine Christians meet with challenges in life that test their faith. The world is not always the way we'd like to think it is. But while a Christian is going to sometimes feel perhaps lonely, the truth we experience is of never being alone. And this isn't a matter of following a religion. It's a matter of coming to a point of personal commitment, like those fishermen, to follow Jesus. Going on, walking faithfully and personally with God.